An unmarked ship enters Ahch-To's star system. Not exactly sure where their prey is hiding, but sure they are close. On the planet of Ahch-To, that prey sharpens their teeth.
Kira, your lightsaber skills are almost back to their former ability. It's interesting that your force training is coming back to you but not your memory. Have you remembered anything as of late?
No, Master Skywalker. I still remember nothing. And because of that, I wish you to call me Rey. It's the only name I know. And until I can remember Kara's life, calling me that gets confusing. Now can we get back to trying to jog my memory? Can you continue to tell me about Kira?
Okay, Kira. I am sorry, Rey. After the last stroll down memory lane, we only have what led up to your crash and me getting stranded here. I told you that you were one of my prized pupils and we developed a trusting friendship. The other students at the academy called you teacher's pet. When the academy was attacked, you and I were off planet to take your Jedi trials. When we returned to find the school destroyed, you were more determined than I was to find the survivors and get justice. I gathered Rogue Squadron, and we were making great progress until we were ambushed on Jakku. You and Wedge were shot down, and I am pretty sure the rest of Rogue Squadron was wiped out. I was overwhelmed by TIE fighters, and one of them managed to hit my hyperdrive, sending me into hyperspace. Since Ahch-To was the next place we were going, R2 had already programmed it into the nav computer. But, since it was a sporadic jump, we came out of hyperspace just above Ahch-To's atmosphere, forcing me to crash into the water.
Sorry to interrupt, Rey, but Master Skywalker, we have been wasting too much time here. My orders were to find you and bring you back. Now Coruscant is under attack. For the millionth time, we need to get you back to the Republic and join the fight.
I understand your urgency, Poe. And your frustration. That's why I raised my X-Wing. To give you something to distract your anxiety. What we are doing here with Rey and Finn will be a deciding factor in the conflict to come. Please be patient for just a little while longer.
And what are you doing with Rey and Finn? We see you training the boy, but then you lock yourself away with him in your study, keeping him separated from the others. Why? And Rey?
Maz, please.
No, Mr. Jedi Master needs to hear this. Did you know she has dreams of the man that killed Han Solo? Memories of training with this man. Memories of being intimate with this man. And you won't show her who he is to her. I know somewhere in that do-gooder library of yours you have a way to restore her memory. Just do it already.
I have my reasons, Maz. You of all people should understand the weight of predictions.
Oh, I understand, Skywalker. It's that understanding that distresses me.
Feeling the tension and history between Skywalker and Kanata, Poe couldn't help but stop Maz on the way out of Luke's hut to ask.
So, what's with you and Skywalker? You seem to really have a disliking for the greatest hero in galactic history.
It is not Skywalker himself. I just have a general distaste for religious zealots. No matter how good their intentions, they always end up exploiting. Skywalker and I have a history, to be sure. After he turned Vader, Skywalker went looking for Force-sensitive beings to join him. And just like Jedi and Sith had been doing for centuries, he found himself on my doorstep, asking me to join his little club. And just like the Jedi and Sith before him, I rejected Skywalker. The Force is not darkness or light. Because darkness and light are in all of us. To worship one over the other is to deny part of yourself. And when you deny having darkness or light, it makes more powerful the side you want no part of. Balance is the Force.
Later that day, everyone finds themselves in front of Luke's hut after spotting an unknown ship headed towards the island.
Looks like time is up. Grab your weapons. These guys aren't here to talk.
Maz hands Finn a lightsaber and says,
You are ready.
Finn stares at the hilt in his hand. His confidence in his ability to wield any weapon is unshakable. He has been a soldier since he could lift a blaster. What gave Finn pause was his ability to wield the Force in battle. He just hoped his combat skills would be enough to make up for his inexperience with the Force, and he wished he had a blaster. The Force users walked down the mountain to meet their uninvited visitors, while Poe stayed at high ground to provide cover fire. Expecting to see stormtroopers, Poe's heart sank when he saw 6 black-cloaked figures at the bottom of the mountain, all wielding red lightsabers.
I will handle the 3 on the left. Everyone else pick your target.
Finn picks the cloaked figure closest to him, thinking the cloak would inhibit his opponent's ability, giving him the upper hand. Finn thought wrong.
You have the Force, but it's uncontrolled. You should be easy to dispatch.
You wouldn't be the first to try. Let's see what my new skills can do.
Rey, on the other hand, was giddy with excitement. She may not remember her past, but the feel of her lightsaber in hand is as familiar as an old friend. Her confidence wavers when her opponent calls her by name.
Kira, I'll look for you at the Academy during the Great Rebirth. I've always had a thing for you, and killing you sounded like a good way to express that.
Rey was thrown off for a second, but she remembered what Master Skywalker taught her, not only about herself and staying focused, but also what he said about the Knights of Ren, that they know Kira and will use that against her.
Funny. I don't remember you at all, and I am sure if we met before, I would remember your horrible swordsmanship.
Rey quickly recognized her opponent's attack, is able to defend against it, and dispatch her enemy. Hungry for more, Rey looks over to see Finn could use some help.
Thank you, Rey. I guess I could use some more practice.
No, you did great for your first lightsaber duel. You aren't dead.
Poe watches everyone break off to square up against their chosen adversaries, except Maz Kanata. Maz was running away from her opponent, who walked menacingly after her. Maz stopped in front of Poe and quickly said,
Do me a favor and shoot the gentleman behind me, please. I will be right back.
Poe had been in the military long enough to know he was being used as a decoy. But what else could he do but trust Maz had his back? She always had in the past. So Poe started shooting. The Dark Jedi easily batted away every blast. He could have just deflected them back to hit Poe, but it was obvious the Dark Jedi wanted to be up close when Poe died. What happened next happened so quick, Poe's brain couldn't process it. The Dark Jedi reached Poe, disarmed him, and right before the lightsaber was reignited, it was removed from the Dark Jedi's hand by an unseen force and placed in the hand of Maz Kanata, who had positioned herself on the back of the dark side user. Maz immediately ignited the lightsaber through the head of the Dark Jedi. Poe was in a daze, recounting the last few seconds over and over and still not able to piece them together. Maz's voice snapped him back to reality.
Poe Dameron, you can always be counted on to follow orders.
Meanwhile, Luke Skywalker faces 3 of his former students, and even though he knows it's futile, he calls them by their real names to try to break the dark spell that was put upon them.
Bander Cass. Slav terms. Krifter Dira. These are your true names. Remember them. Remember the light. You didn't make the choice to turn to the dark side. Remember your former selves.
I always hated your lecturing, Master Skywalker. I think I will rip out your tongue first.
Luke figured his pleading wouldn't get anywhere, but it was that threat that told him that his students weren't going to survive this. Luke let them attack, putting little effort into his counterattack. His students were trying to hit him with all their strength and skill, while Luke was merely stepping out of the way and occasionally parrying with his lightsaber, placing himself in positions that would allow for their attacks on him to hit one of their comrades. In the end, Luke let his students kill each other and left them to litter the hillside. The group gathered around Skywalker to find out their next move, but Poe already knew what their next move was.
With all due respect, Master Skywalker, we need to leave now.
You are right, Poe. It's time to join the fight. Everyone gather your things, we leave as soon as you are ready.
As the others get ready to leave, Luke Skywalker enters the Millennium Falcon, and for the first time since hearing the news, Luke allows himself to mourn his friend.